In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to install and use Anthropic's cool new add-in, Claude, in PowerPoint. To download the add-in, go ahead and head over to marketplace.microsoft.com, and then in here, type in Claude by Anthropic, and it'll show up right at the top here. You can see there's the PowerPoint version, and here's the Excel version, and then go ahead and hit Get It Now, and it's going to ask you to credential in, and off you go. So the great news here is it works both for PCs and for Macs, so you can use it on most of the primary devices out there. So once you get the Claude added, you'll see that it's active here in the Open Claude button, and then you're going to need to credential in because Claude needs to know that you are either a Pro or a Max user. So go ahead and click Log In here, and then it's going to ask you to authorize all of these various ins and outs. Hit Authorize, and then it'll open up the beta version here. And very quickly, you can see that they're doubling usage in Excel and PowerPoint until March 19th, 2026. I'm not sure if they're going to leave this available to Pro users or if it's just going to be available to Max users at $200 a month. So I guess we'll see on March 20th. So now that we're up and running, the first thing I like to do is to go to the three dots, more options here, and then select Settings, and then let Claude work across files. This is actually going to give us access to other slide presentations that are currently open, not just kind of everything in the computer, but only the other presentations that are open. And then once you check this, you'll notice that you can also access Claude in Excel, and then you can connect your Excel document and maybe drop graphs and data from Excel into PowerPoint from here. So as an example of a use case that I prefer here, let's say I have a master template that I use for all my presentations. So if I want to show you what that looks like, we'll go over to Slide Master, and you can see that I've set up all my title slides and my section breaks and everything have all been created here. And I don't want to recreate the wheel every time I do another PowerPoint presentation. So when I'm creating my instructions in here, I can just say, reference this other slide deck for the master slide template. Now let's actually run this thing. Hooray! So first off, let's make sure that we have Opus 4.6 selected here. And then I'm going to go ahead and drop in a prompt here. Use the slide master from Claude Test 260304. Create a 10 slide presentation for a class on AI and workflow automation. Now, if you notice right here, you can see that this is another slide that is currently open and accessible to Claude. So it knows that it's going to go ahead and reference that master slide deck. Reference my website, lawtonlearns.com, for specific details on the types of content to include. This presentation is geared towards founders, entrepreneurs, and small business owners. Use verifiable data. This is really important that you say verifiable data to create meaningful infographics and charts when applicable. So be sure to use verifiable and meaningful so that it's not just creating kind of random charts that don't really have impact. All right, so now we've got that all done. So we're going to hit Start there. The only downside of this is it takes a very long time to create a slide deck. So I'm going to go grab a cup of tea and I'll be right back. So as we're making our way through the deck here, you'll get some of these permission required screens that show up, and it's going to ask you if you want to risk potential data loss, and then you can deny it, always allow it, or allow once. It does say dangerously allow always. So I tend to choose this one, but just a heads up that this thing is not entirely fire and forget. You actually do have to interact with it. Let's also open up Excel over here. I've already installed Claude, so you can see it's running. And right off the bat, I'm going to go into settings again. And we have two options here. The session log actually creates a really cool proof of all the work that has occurred in a separate sheet. And then down here, we have let Claude work across files. And this will then reference both our PowerPoint and the other Excel spreadsheets that are currently open. So we'll click on that. You can see it had the quick PowerPoint message there. And then when you go up here, you can see the Claude test PowerPoint that's open. And then this is the untitled PowerPoint that's currently under development. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say, conduct a search on AI adoption in Europe over the past 12 months, collect the data from your deep search. Based on this data, build an infographic and chart that can be used in a presentation. Notice again that we've got Opus 6 running here, and we're just going to push play on that. Okay, hooray! It's done with the first round of the slides, and we can see some of the results here. It's not spot on with the template that I originally had asked it to reference. However, it does have some of the colors, so that's something to note. The next thing that's going on here is I've got this Excel document under process or underway here, and it's still working on that. So it's saying Claude wants to delete old slides and keep EU slides only, because that's the inquiry I just had for Excel. So I'm just going to go ahead and say allow once and let that guy continue running. And now that we've selected allow once, of course, we're going to lose everything that Claude in PowerPoint just created. But there's a reason why, and I'll show you in just a second. The new slides that are pulled in from the Excel spreadsheet look pretty good, but I've essentially wasted all that prior work. So how are we going to fix it? As a quick aside, Lawton Learns is offering a new AI and automation education platform specifically for your business. Join a community of like-minded professionals to learn advanced prompting techniques, workflow automations, custom GPTs, Google Gems, AI and social media, and a whole bunch more, with new courses launching each month. Okay, so how did we solve this? I just wrote a prompt that said, please revert to the prior 10-slide version. And then I went through a whole process here. In the outcome here, we ended up with basically the same content, but not quite the same visual formatting, right? So we lost all the colors. Now we have to give Claude props for saving about 90% of the content, because we didn't even save this file at all, and it just kind of stored it in its memory, and then it was able to recapture it. Now let's actually do this right. So I'm going to go here and I'm going to add another prompt. I'm going to say, please add 2 new slides with graphics from the Excel spreadsheet in between slides 9 and 10. Notice this guy down here. It's going to say ask before edits or accept all edits. So I'm going to say ask before edits this time. You have a little hand shows up there, and then we're going to run it. All right, so it's been working, and now we come up to the first permission required. It's going to say Claude wants to add 2 new slides after slide 9. I'm going to say allow once, and then potential data loss is move slide. And just note here that I like to have a separate copy of the deck that I'm editing, so that in case, let's say the internet goes down and the data was in the process of being transferred from moving from one location to another, and the memory is essentially lost because the internet goes down, I don't lose the slide entirely. I can just revert back to the original. Allow once, and allow once, and off it goes. All right, so it has finished now. Let's go ahead and close that or minimize this guy so that we can actually take a look. And you'll notice that it has in fact put new slides in. Slide 10 and slide 11 are here. And just to see where this is all originated, this is the Excel spreadsheet that I had it create, referencing data that it found in several different locations. Those sources are listed in the bottom here. And then it has this output data in the chart area here on this tab. And this is what part of what was grabbed by the presentation Claude to create these charts that are listed here. Other slides were not disrupted by this process, so that's a really good sign. And overall, I think we've got a pretty solid result here. Just another thing to note is that when you select a slide, you can see that it's listed right here. And so Claude knows where you are. So if you say, make a fix to the colors on this slide, it knows that you're talking about slide 6, which is very helpful. All right. So, and then here you can go in and make changes to the accept all edits or ask before edits, depending on what your comfort level is with the current process. Obviously, we're still in the beta phase for Claude in PowerPoint and Claude in Excel, so it's not perfect, but it certainly is fun to mess around with. And if you don't mind stepping away from your computer and letting it do the work on your behalf, you can actually get some pretty slick results. Hope that's helpful, and I'll see you next time.